Oh, this is one of those stories that just warms your heart and reminds you why we get so attached to the people behind our favorite characters. When you think of Emmerdale, you think of family, drama, and legacy. But we often forget that behind the feuds, the heartbreaks, and the shocking twists, there's a real family of actors who spend more time with each other than they do with their own loved ones. And just like any family, they have their in-jokes, their traditions, and their own ways of welcoming new members. Kelli Hollis, who we all came to know and love as the fiery, outspoken Allie Spencer, recently shared one of the most touching, hilarious, and perfectly Emmerdale stories about her very first day on set. It's a tale about nerves, a surprising hazing, and an incredible bond formed with one of the show's most sorely missed legends. If you're a longtime Emmerdale fan, just hearing the name Shirley Stelfox probably brings a wave of nostalgia. For 15 years, she was the one and only Edna Birch, the village's no-nonsense, hat-wearing moral compass, who was rarely seen without her trusty dog, Batley. Edna was an institution. She was formidable, she was principled, and let's be honest, she could be absolutely terrifying if you got on her bad side. Now, picture this, it's 2011. Kelli Hollis is the new girl on the block. She's been cast as Allie, the sister of the equally bold Rachel Breckle, and they're part of a new family set to crash into the Dales and stir up serious trouble. Can you even imagine the nerves? Walking onto the set of a legendary soap like Emmerdale for the first time must be one of the most intimidating experiences in acting. You're not just walking into a studio, you're walking into the Woolpack. You're stepping onto the same cobblestones as characters you've watched on your own TV for years. And Kelli wasn't just joining as a quiet background character, she was part of that new horrible effing family, as Shirley Stelfox would soon put it. In a recent wonderfully candid interview, Kelli admitted her first day was nerve-wracking. And that anxiety was cranked up to 11 by the knowledge that she was about to meet the amazing Shirley Stelfox. But it gets even better. Kelli wasn't just nervous to meet her, she had been warned. It turns out the legendary Shirley had a bit of a mischievous streak and a special welcome for new actors. Kelli explained, "Everybody sort of warned me. They were like, just so you know, she'll try and freak you out. She'll try and scare you." Oh, brilliant. As if the first day jitters weren't enough, now she has to prepare for a test from the show's matriarch. So the moment of truth arrives. Kelli, probably needing a moment to breathe, dipped out into the little smoking quadrant. And there she was, the legend herself. But this wasn't Edna Birch. This was Shirley. Kelli recalled seeing her sitting there with this beautiful mane of hair that you never saw on screen. It's such a lovely image, a reminder of the real person behind the iconic, sensible bun and hat. Kelli, her heart likely pounding in her chest, nervously went over to introduce herself. Shirley Stelfox looked up at the new arrival, took a drag from her cigarette, we imagine, and in the most perfectly Edna but not Edna way, delivered the killer line. "Oh, is it you from that new, horrible effing family?" Wow. Just wow. This was the moment. This was the test. Would Kelli crumble? Would she apologize? Would she be intimidated into silence? This is where the story goes from nerve-wracking to utterly brilliant. Kelli Hollis, channeling all the Spencer spirit she was hired to portray, didn't even flinch. She met that fiery energy with her own and shot right back. "Yeah, I effing am. Do you know what I mean?" Yes, Kelli, can you just imagine the look on Shirley's face? That right there was the magic moment. It wasn't an insult. It was a rite of passage. Shirley was testing her mettle, seeing if this new girl had the backbone to survive the Dales. And Kelli didn't just pass, she aced the test with flying colors. Kelli said it all, and that was it. It sort of like bonded us for the whole time that I was there. That single, sassy, expletive-laden exchange was the beginning of a beautiful friendship. It breaks down the wall between the characters we see and the people who play them. Shirley wasn't trying to be cruel, she was playfully freaking her out, as the cast had warned. It was her way of breaking the ice and saying, "All right, you'll do." Kelli's fondness for Shirley is just palpable when she speaks about her. "I absolutely adored Shirley," she shared. "Obviously, she just did it to try and tease you and, try and sort of freak you out a little bit." Tragically, as we all know, Shirley Stelfox passed away in 2015 at the age of 74 after a short battle with cancer. Her death was a profound loss, not just for her real-life family and co-stars, but for the millions of viewers who had welcomed Edna Birch into their homes for a decade and a half. The show handled her character's passing with beautiful, heartbreaking grace, dying peacefully in her armchair with Batley by her side. Knowing that Shirley is no longer with us makes Kelly's story even more precious. It's not just a funny behind-the-scenes anecdote. It's a cherished memory of a woman who was clearly as legendary off-screen as she was on. But I absolutely loved Shirley, Kelly reiterated. It's so sad she's not with us anymore, but I remember that happening on my first day. It's stories like this that make us love Emmerdale even more. It's a peek behind the curtain that doesn't shatter the magic but actually enhances it. It shows that the tough, no-nonsense Edna Birch was played by a woman with a beautiful mane of hair and a wicked sense of humor, who tested her new co-star's grit from day one. And it shows that Kelli Hollis, the moment she stepped on set, was every bit as tough and brilliant as her character Ale. It's a perfect, heartwarming reminder of the bonds that last a lifetime. Even if they start with a horrible effing welcome, we absolutely love this.